My best friend tried to seduce my wife at our anniversary party. I caught them and said nothing. My revenge plan took 6 months to execute and destroyed his entire life. Hello everyone. If you're subscribed, let's dive right into this story. This tale will absolutely infuriate you, but don't worry, justice will be served in the end. Ready? Let's begin. Don't forget to hit that like button. I absolutely love reading your amazing comments. I'm David, 34, and I work as a financial analyst in Seattle. This story involves my wife Sarah and my best friend since college, Marcus, who owns a construction company. Marcus and I have been inseparable for 15 years. He was my best man when Sarah and I got married 5 years ago. Sarah always got along well with Marcus, and I appreciated that my wife and best friend had a good relationship. But during our 5th wedding anniversary celebration, I discovered that Marcus had been harboring feelings for my wife that went far beyond friendship. What I witnessed that night would set in motion a revenge plan that would systematically destroy every aspect of his life. About 8 months ago, after Marcus's divorce, I started noticing subtle changes in his behavior around Sarah. He began finding excuses to spend time at our house when I wasn't home, texting Sarah directly, and buying her thoughtful personal gifts. Marcus also started making subtle comments about our marriage during our guy time together. "You're so lucky Sarah puts up with your weekend golf trips," most wives would complain. Sarah mentioned she's been stressed about work lately. "You might want to pay more attention to that." These comments made me second-guess myself and created insecurity where none had existed. Marcus was positioning himself as more attentive to Sarah's needs than I was, while making me feel like I was failing as a husband. For our 5th wedding anniversary, Sarah and I hosted a dinner party at our house with our closest friends. We invited 12 people, including Marcus, and Sarah planned the perfect evening. About 2 hours into the party, I went upstairs to take a work call. When I finished, I heard voices coming from the guest bedroom down the hall. Sarah's voice and Marcus's voice, speaking quietly with stress in Sarah's tone. I walked closer to the slightly open door, and what I saw made my blood run cold. Marcus had cornered Sarah in the guest bedroom. She was standing with her back against the wall, and Marcus was standing inappropriately close. "Sarah, I can't keep pretending I don't have feelings for you," Marcus was saying. "I've been in love with you for years." "Marcus, stop. This is inappropriate. David is your best friend, and I'm married to him. David doesn't appreciate you the way I do. I see how hard you work to make him happy, and he takes it for granted. That's not true, and even if it were, this conversation is completely out of line." Marcus moved closer. "I know you feel something too. I've seen the way you look at me. Marcus, you're reading something that isn't there. I care about you as David's friend, nothing more. I'm offering you something real, something passionate. David is comfortable, but is that really what you want?" Marcus reached up and touched Sarah's face. She immediately stepped away. "Marcus, I need you to stop this right now. I love my husband. Just think about what we could have together." That's when Marcus leaned in and tried to kiss my wife. Sarah pushed him away firmly. "No, Marcus, this is over. We're going back downstairs, and you're going to pretend this never happened." I quickly moved away and went into our master bedroom, my heart pounding with rage. My best friend of 15 years had just tried to seduce my wife in our house during our anniversary party. I had 2 choices: confront Marcus immediately and ruin the party, or stay calm and plan a strategic response. I chose strategy. I waited until Sarah and Marcus returned downstairs, then rejoined the party acting completely normal. Marcus seemed nervous, but Sarah handled it perfectly. When Marcus left that night, he approached me. "Great party, man. You and Sarah are so lucky to have each other." The audacity was breathtaking. After everyone left, Sarah told me everything about the incident. She was clearly upset and felt guilty, even though she had done nothing wrong. "I think you should talk to him," she said. "This can't happen again." I agreed to talk to Marcus, but I had no intention of giving him a chance to apologize. Instead, I was going to systematically destroy every aspect of his life. Over the next few weeks, I started investigating Marcus more thoroughly. What I discovered was disturbing. I found that Marcus had been actively sabotaging relationships in our friend group for years. Our friend Kevin told me Marcus had tried to break up his engagement with false cheating accusations. Another friend mentioned Marcus had spread rumors that cost him important clients. Most shocking was my conversation with Jessica, Marcus's ex-wife. "Marcus was always trying to control who I spent time with," she said. "He would turn me against friends and family so I'd become dependent on him. He cheated multiple times, always targeting women in relationships." Jessica also revealed something crucial. Marcus always said his construction business was legitimate, but I suspected he was cutting corners on permits and bribing city inspectors. Now I had multiple avenues for revenge: his personal relationships, his business practices, and his finances. Using my financial analysis skills, I researched Marcus's construction business. What I found was a goldmine of illegal activity. Marcus had been systematically bribing city inspectors, using unlicensed subcontractors, falsifying safety documents, and underreporting income for taxes. Most damaging, He had been embezzling money from a federally funded community development project. I spent weeks documenting everything, creating a comprehensive file of Marcus's illegal business practices. I also discovered Marcus was heavily leveraged financially. His business loans were personally guaranteed, meaning if his business license was revoked, the loans would become immediately due. After 6 months of investigation, I had everything needed to destroy Marcus's life. I planned to release information in a specific sequence for maximum damage. Phase 1. I sent an anonymous tip to the city's construction oversight department with copies of all documents proving Marcus's bribery and safety violations. The city's response was swift. By Wednesday, Marcus's construction sites were shut down. By Friday, his business license was suspended. Marcus called me panicked. "David, something crazy is happening. The city claims I've been bribing inspectors. This could destroy everything." "That sounds serious. Do you think there's any truth to it?" "Of course not. I need character references. Will you write me a letter of support?" I agreed, but instead prepared Phase 2. I sent detailed reports to the FBI's White-Collar Crime Division and IRS Fraud Division, documenting Marcus's embezzlement and tax evasion. Within 2 weeks, federal agents were interviewing his employees. His bank accounts were frozen. Marcus called in panic. "Now the FBI is involved. My lawyer says I could face prison time. Someone is targeting me. Who would want to hurt you like this? I don't know, but when I find out, I'm going to destroy them." The irony was perfect. Phase 3. I documented Marcus's pattern of targeting other men's wives and girlfriends, including his attempt to seduce Sarah. I had statements from multiple women he had targeted. I sent this document to every couple in our social circle. The response was immediate and total. Within 24 hours, Marcus was completely ostracized. People shared their own stories about his inappropriate behavior and manipulation. 3 days later, Marcus showed up at my house looking terrible. "Someone has been systematically destroying my life. My business is ruined. I'm under federal investigation, and all our friends think I'm a predator." That sounds difficult. Whoever's doing this knows details only a few people would know. The information about your anniversary party was too specific. I decided to end the charade. I'm the one doing it. Marcus's face went through shock, confusion, and anger. "You saw what happened that night. I saw you try to seduce my wife in our guest bedroom during our anniversary party." "David, I was drunk. I made a mistake. You were sober, Marcus, and my investigation shows this is a pattern. I have statements from 4 other women about your inappropriate advances. You've been investigating me for months? 6 months. I wanted to understand exactly who I was dealing with before I destroyed you. We've been friends for 15 years. Can't we work this out?" "We stopped being friends the moment you decided my wife was something you could take from me." Marcus couldn't salvage anything. His business license revocation triggered immediate payment of personal loan guarantees. His federal investigation froze his assets. His social ostracism cost him crucial relationships. But I wasn't done yet. During my investigation, I had contacted several subcontractors Marcus had cheated over the years. I helped them file a class action lawsuit for unpaid wages and fraudulent business practices. The timing was perfect. Just as Marcus was trying to liquidate assets, I also reached out to homeowners whose houses Marcus had built with substandard materials. With my financial expertise, I helped them understand their legal options and connected them with attorneys. Within 3 months, Marcus was facing lawsuits from every direction. He was convicted of federal embezzlement and tax evasion, receiving 2 years in prison and $500,000 in penalties. His personal assets were seized. The personal loans forced him into bankruptcy. He lost his $400,000 house, luxury cars, and most possessions were auctioned off. The final stroke was professional destruction. I used my network to ensure Marcus's criminal convictions were reported to every relevant database, making him essentially unemployable. Marcus served 2 years and was released 6 months ago. He now works at fast food making minimum wage, lives in a studio apartment, rides the bus, and shops at thrift stores. His attempts to rebuild relationships have failed universally. He's become a cautionary tale in our community about betrayal and manipulation. Jessica told me Marcus tried contacting her after release, hoping she'd take him back. She said seeing his complete downfall had been therapeutic for her healing process. The most satisfying aspect wasn't the financial ruin, it was the poetic justice. Marcus had spent years manipulating people by finding vulnerabilities. I had simply turned his methods against him. Every piece of evidence came from his own choices. I had simply investigated, documented, and exposed the truth about who he really was behind his charming facade. Sarah and I grew stronger through this experience. We recently celebrated our 6th anniversary with carefully chosen friends who respect our marriage. Sarah often says watching how I handled Marcus made her feel more secure than ever. She knows I'll protect what we've built together. We're now expecting our first child, grateful our family will be built on trust and loyalty. This taught me that some betrayals reveal true character. Marcus's attempt wasn't weakness, it was the result of years of manipulation and predatory behavior. People like Marcus rely on others being too polite or conflict-averse to hold them accountable. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is completely destroy someone who threatens those you care about. Sometimes revenge isn't about dramatic confrontation. Sometimes it's about patience and systematically removing all foundations that support someone's life. Marcus thought he could destroy my marriage while maintaining his position. Instead, his betrayal led to complete destruction of everything he'd built. The most satisfying part was knowing his downfall resulted entirely from his own choices. I didn't frame him, I simply exposed who he really was.
Have you ever had to choose between forgiveness and justice when someone betrayed your trust? Share your story. Sometimes those who seem most loyal pose the greatest threat. Don't forget to subscribe for more stories about betrayal, strategic revenge, and protecting what matters most.